The truth about weight loss is it's diet. And it's not just a small part of the diet. It's like 99.9% of weight loss is going to happen in the kitchen. The saying goes in the health and fitness industry is weight is lost in the kitchen. You build muscle, you build strength, you build a physique inside of the gym. So if you want big muscles, if you want a healthy heart, if you want to have lots of endurance and cardiovascular and lung capacity, you got to go to the gym for that. But if you want to lose weight, you want to shred fat, you really need to start looking at your diet. My name is Drew Smith. I was a competitive powerlifter, personal trainer in a box-style gym for a number of years, and I started Under 10 Fitness to help people get in shape with 10 minutes of daily exercise, and I've developed a swag diet. That's where you focus on sugar, wheat, alcohol, grains, and dairy. If you focus on those 5 things, you can really lose a lot of weight really quickly. You can check that diet out at under10fitness.com, but let me talk about it a little bit. How the body works. You have something called your BMR, that is your basal metabolic rate. And that is how many calories you burn just by living, breathing, your organ function. That causes you to burn calories. And that's how you lose weight, okay? That right there, when you breathe, you're burning calories, and that's really how the weight gets physically and scientifically out of your body. It's through breathing. It's not all the sweat. That's just water leaving your body. But when you're actually burning the calories, you're breathing, and that's getting a little deep into the science of it. I do have a podcast about that. You can find everything at under10fitness.com. But let's look at our basal metabolic rate. You can get online, and you can find a calculator, which I will put in the description. And you can calculate your BMR. Mine is about 1,600 calories a day. And that's just daily function. So that doesn't include me getting up, going to work, moving around in my daily exercise. So if I eat 1,600 calories a day and just sit on the couch, I won't gain weight, I won't lose weight, I should maintain the same body weight. But if I want to lose weight, that means that I need to exercise a little bit and keep the calorie intake the same so that I'm burning more calories than I'm taking in, therefore going to my fat reserves to find those extra calories to meet my BMR. Or I need to eat less or eat more of the right foods, okay? So those are your 2 options there. The thing about exercising is that your body is really efficient at using the calories that you take in. You can easily eat a 2,000 calorie meal, okay? That's just one meal. You go to a fast food restaurant, you have some burgers, some tacos, and all of a sudden you're at 2,000 calories once you add in a drink and fries. And your body's not going to burn all of that. And then at the high end of the most intense exercise, you're doing a high intensity interval training workout. For an hour, you burn 1,000 calories. Okay? That's still not enough for you to actually outpace the calories that you're taking in. So our body is more efficient at using the calories that we take in. And there's a lot more calories in the food that we actually think there are. A good way to start tracking everything and get a hold of your diet is to use a tracker. So I know that MyFitnessPal is a good one that I like. They have lots of foods in there and you can easily search them up and add them. So the best place to start is 2 things. So you want to find out what your BMR is, your basal metabolic rate, and then you want to track what you're actually eating. What I've found is doing this with myself, with clients, you actually eat more than you think. Those little things that we do that we take for granted. When we're cooking dinner, it's like, oh, let me taste this, so I'll have a bite here. We go ahead and serve ourselves our portion, our first serving, and then we're like, you know what, I'm still a little bit hungry, so we have seconds. And then, once you're putting the food away, if there's any leftovers, maybe you're taking a bite or 2 there. It's really easy to just passively take little bites, little snacks throughout the day, and if you're not counting those up, that can easily equal a couple hundred extra calories throughout the day. So the first place to start is to get your BMR and then actually track what you're eating, and you might be surprised that you're eating more than you think you are throughout the day. You don't have to do anything with this to start. Just go ahead and see what you're doing, where you're at. And then what I do with clients is figure out where we can trim some of the things, okay? So you don't want to take out the good foods that you're eating, the protein, the carbs, the good fats, okay? And I'm talking about complex carbohydrates that you get from fruits and vegetables. You don't want to cut those things out. But if you're just adding an extra bite or two, your portions can go down, and then you can cut out the other snacks, the fast food, the desserts, and the treats, okay? And that's the best place to start as far as bringing everything together and being able to lose and maintain weight loss. So with powerlifting, I've had to do this cycle 6 different times leading up to a competition. I'll bulk up during the off season and kind of eat whatever I want. But then 3 months out, 90 days before competition, I start tracking everything, cutting calories, and that's when the weight falls right off. Now, it's really easy to do in theory, but in the practice of it, when you're sitting down with your wife, with your kids, with your family, with your spouse, and boredom strikes or those old habits strike, it's really hard to fight those feelings of wanting to eat. So a tip for that is to find something, find a hobby, keep yourself a little bit busy and don't dive into those. Or what I like to do is I like to have a really small breakfast and a really small lunch and then crush it at dinner. So I have a good sized dinner and then I can have 3 or 4 snacks leading up to bedtime and still not go over my daily intake that I've set for myself. So hopefully that helps and you get some tips and tricks there. I like to break this stuff down on the podcast, so if you like what you're hearing here and you want to hear more of it, hear more of it. Like that? It's a lot of hears. You can check out the podcast and more videos on the YouTube channel, under10fitness.com. My name is Drew Smith. As always, remember, stay motivated.